Hey guys, it's Tash. Welcome back to my channel. So I made a video a while back about all these different ways to make money as a teenager, and I asked if any of you would like to see a part 2 that's focused more on an over 18 group for like college students or whatever. And heaps of people said yes. So today I've got 25 ideas for ways that you can make money on the side. Some of them are an exchange of your time for money and others are passive income routes. This video is not sponsored by anyone and there is no mention of surveys because surveys, in my opinion, are not worth it. So no sponsors, no surveys. I hope you enjoy. I'm gonna start with the passive income routes because these are my favorite. First idea is to sell last semester's study notes. If you are a college or university student, you can actually sell your notes online. I did this after high school. I sold my HSC notes. There's heaps of websites that act as a middleman for you to sell your notes to them and then they sell them to other people. And this is a passive income stream because every time someone buys your notes, you get a little bit of cash. The next idea is if you're a little bit artsy and you can draw, you can sell your designs to Canva. Canva is a website for making graphic design really easy, and I was designing an invitation for a baby shower the other day. I ended up buying one of their designs and I was like, whatever, it's only $2. And then I thought, for that person, that's just passive income that comes in whenever someone buys their design. And drawing designs would actually be so easy. I have an app on my phone called the Adobe Illustrator app and you can just draw on your phone. So simple. Or if you've got a graphics tablet, you can draw on your computer. The next idea is to design and sell t-shirts. There's a website that I came across called Bonsai, and you can basically upload your design and then set like a limit of how many shirts you want to sell. You choose how much profit you want, and then you launch your campaign and you set a minimum number of shirts that you would like to sell, and when you reach that minimum number, the shirts will be shipped out, you'll get your money. It's pretty simple. Like, it's the kind of thing that you can just set up and leave, and yeah. And there's heaps of different websites you can choose. Bonfire is just the one that I've used before. I used it to make some t-shirts for my friends. So I'll link that in the description box if you're interested. The next idea is to make an ebook about something you know. So a really simple one to do is a recipe ebook. And I think the key here is to find something really specific. So it could be a specific diet like raw vegan or paleo, or bulking recipes for celiacs who go to the gym. This is one I was talking about with my mum. Bulk recipes that are easy to make for childcare centres, because you want something that's allergy friendly, not too spicy, and the recipe can be made in bulk and it's quick to make. So do you see what I'm getting at here? Like something very specific for a specific targeted audience. And it doesn't have to be a recipe ebook, you can write about anything you know, fitness, craft, I don't know, there's endless options, right? The next idea is to invest in the share market. There is a certain amount of risk involved, but it depends. You can choose how risky you want to go. So you can choose to invest in companies that are riskier and there's a potential for really quick growth, or you can choose to invest in something that's going to be slow, steady growth and it's like the safe route, and that's good for long-term investing. I'll link below a video by an Australian guy that I was watching yesterday that was really, really informative if you want to check that out. So my next ideas are not passive income, they're more of an exchange of your time for your money. So there's this app called TaskRabbit, and it basically will be just people need tasks done like picking up dry cleaning, calling customer service and waiting on hold for 15 minutes, or creating an Excel spreadsheet. So it's just really simple tasks that you can do for a little bit of cash. The next idea is Uber driving. If you have your full license and a fairly new car, then you can just Uber drive when you need a bit of extra money. Another idea I saw when I was at the markets the other day is people braiding hair. It's super simple. If you can braid hair, you're reasonably good at it. Just sit down, put up a sign, braiding hair, this much money, however much you charge. And this is the sort of thing that I think would do really well at a local market. If you can sew, you can do custom alterations of clothing. And again, it's good to target a very specific need. So in nursing homes, for example, the elderly people often need clothes that are easy to get in and out of. They like their clothes and they want to keep the clothes that they have, right? What they need is someone who can add Velcro or snap closures to the clothes that they already own to just make them really easy to get in and out of. Super simple, you can charge by the hour or by the garment. The next idea is selling succulents. This one's super easy. I have a whole video about propagating succulents because all you need is a leaf. You can turn a leaf into a new plant. This one's kind of like a long game thing, but they're so easy to grow and care for that really you just leave them, you know what I mean? Water them occasionally and they'll be fine. So often people will want succulents for party favors at their wedding. So if you grow succulents either from seed or from cuttings, you can just put them in little cups or egg cartons, leave them for a few months until they've matured a little bit more, and then sell them for, I don't know, $3 each, whatever you think is appropriate. The next idea is a little bit out there. I heard about it and thought it would be worthwhile including in this video. It's called Rent a Friend, and some people just want someone to hang out with. So this is a great way to improve your social skills and earn a little bit of money on the side. People will just hire you out as a friend. The next one's a little bit more elaborate, but if you're a creative person, you're really gonna like this. If you're living with some flatmates, especially if you're a uni student, this would be so much fun to do. Set up your house into a haunted house. So for Halloween, set it up as like a spooky house. We did these in primary school, and we'd get like rows of tables and people have to crawl through, and the tables are draped with sheets. And there's people along the way that scare them, and there's like, you know, fake spider webs. Kind of just a budget haunted house, and there's something really charming about like a homemade haunted house. You can charge people a certain amount of money for entry at the door, you could turn it into a party. I don't know, the options are endless. And it would probably be worthwhile doing this for a few nights in a row so that you can keep the house set up the way it is, and around Halloween time would probably be the best as well. Say if you did like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Boom. The next idea is being a professional designated driver. If you've got a car, or if you've got a friend who has a car that they're willing to let you use, you can have the party bus. This is good if you live on the same campus as other people, because you can be the designated driver, you can agree to pick these people up at the same time, from the same place, drive them home. It'll be cheaper than Uber for them, like you both trust each other. Have a fun playlist, bring some tissues and baby wipes, bring some water bottles, maybe you charge $5, $10 a head. Once people on campus know that you're offering this, you'll have more business than you can handle. Next idea is modeling. And the options for modeling are more varied than you might imagine. So you can be a fit model, which just means if you have standard height and weight for a certain size, like say you're exactly a size 4 or a size 8. Then fashion designers love you. All you have to do is stand there while they take measurements and fit clothes to your body, and you're like the standard for that size. I actually see this all the time at my university. There's little posters that are like, the fashion design students are looking for a fit model. If you're these measurements and this height, call this number. And the pay is pretty good. I'm pretty sure that they usually need someone from every size group, so it doesn't matter what size you are, there'll be work for you. You can also go onto Model Mayhem, which is like a freelance modeling website. Set up a little profile, put some photos of yourself, and a photographer might hire you for some modeling work. This one might take a little bit longer, you might have to just wait it out. Sometimes photography students will hire you for an assignment. I actually hired someone for one of my videos. I found them on Instagram, I think. It was for my DIY Moana costume, and I was just like, do you want to model this? $50 an hour? And she was like, sure. You might get hired by clubs or events to just stand there and look pretty. Like that's a real thing. And you can also do modeling for clothing. So I did this for a local company that was selling like pajamas and stuff, and they just wanted someone to wear the clothes. I wore them, they took photos of me. I got paid really good money for it. The next option is to digitize people's photos for them. So this involves getting all their old photo albums and scanning them in and organizing them by year. It's the sort of task that a lot of people want to do, but they don't have the time to do them themselves. So if you have a standard printer scanner, that's all you need. And you can charge per hour or per photo album. The next idea is making custom jackets or shoes. I just uploaded a video that was about making custom shoes. Super simple, like just painting them. Or for jackets, I have a friend who made this really cool Pokemon jacket, and she just painted the whole back of a denim jacket. So if you're a little bit artsy, you can do that. Or you can make like really cool curated jackets with patches and studs. You can do whatever you want, really. The next idea is freelance proofreading. The benefit of this is that you can do it on the go, anywhere, wherever you are. Whether you're traveling, whether you're on the commute to work or school. From what I know, it's nearly 100% online. It's just as simple as going to a job website for your country and searching up proofreaders wanted and accepting the job. You do have to have pretty decent English skills. The next idea is a really fun one. If you like working with kids, you can be a party princess. There are companies that will hire young men and women to dress up as, you know, these characters and just entertain at a party. And it means making balloon animals or face painting, or just reading books to the kids, leading the singing happy birthday, you know, like average kids party things. If you can talk to the kids and stay in character and pose for photos with them, that's all you need to do. The companies will supply the costumes and everything. You just need to put yourself out there and apply. The next idea is to write for magazines. I did this when I was like 13, 14, and it made me 50 to 100 bucks every time I did it. So I think the magazine that I wrote for was called Take 5. It was like one of those women's magazines. and I would write book reviews and movie reviews because I was a huge bookworm, still am. But if you've got a really interesting life story, you can write an article. If you've got a cute baby or a cute pet, you can send in a photo of them. It's really, really easy money. The next idea is house sitting or pet sitting for people while they're on holidays. There's a website, I think it's called Pets on Me, and you can just register and leave your details there, and when someone wants you to pet sit for them, they will contact you. I recently had this, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna be overseas at that time, sorry. But it's a really excellent option if you're a uni student and you just want to have something that's not too intense, because pet sitting just involves going to the house. If you're staying at the house, you can just work on your assignments there. Otherwise, just drop in, feed them, have a little play with them. Sometimes this is paid, sometimes it's not if the accommodation is included. You can look on local classifieds websites. For Australians, the best option is Gumtree, or you can ask around with your family and friends and there'll be someone who needs it. The next idea is selling flowers from your garden. If you have a nice garden of flowers, then around Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, that is a little gold mine. Buy some cheap cellophane or paper from the dollar store, wrap up bunches, put them in buckets with a little bit of water in the bottom, stand on the side of the road with a sign that says flowers and how much you're selling them for, and people will just stop by and buy them. Especially if it's a day or two before a holiday and people have forgotten to buy presents for Mother's Day or for Valentine's Day, you're gonna do well. The next idea is something that I've seen a lot when I was in high school, is selling Cadbury boxes. If you're trying to raise money for a charity, Cadbury will give you like a certain amount of boxes and you earn a profit on the chocolates that you sell. I'm pretty sure that this is only for non-for-profit charities, but still a good way to raise money. The next idea is dog walking. I have a friend who does dog walking and it seems like the best job ever, if you like dogs. Basically, you can just go to a park, run around with the dogs, which is good because it's like exercise for yourself as well. You can set your own pay depending on how much you do. Do you just take them for a walk? Do you take them to an off-leash playground and throw a ball for them? Do you include grooming as well? And it's good because you can choose how much work you want to take on. The next idea is something that I did when I first started uni, and it was more of a hobby than for making money, but it could easily turn into a job. I had this account called Outlines by Tash. I think it's still on Instagram. I don't remember the login details. But basically I would just draw outlines of people, and I did it on this app. It was the Adobe Illustrator app. I just did it on my phone with my finger, and I would just like trace people's photos and make them into outlines. And it got to the point where people started asking me for commissions of them. I started getting my name out there by drawing famous people and tagging them, and then sometimes those people would repost it and then I'd get a whole bunch of new followers, and then eventually I started getting people who wanted me to draw stuff for them. I even got to small scale magazines asking me to design logos for them. And the last idea is selling bonsai trees. This is another one that's like the succulents. You just have to set them up, you wrap them with wire, it's a whole process, and then you just leave them and let them grow. And bonsai trees actually sell for quite a bit of money, so it's a good long-term money-making strategy. So those are all my ideas. Everyone will be different and everyone has different interests and different skills, but hopefully there was some that stood out to you, and I've given you the first stepping stone for you to then go and do your research and look into it a little bit more. I couldn't give you all the steps because then this video would actually be like 2 hours long. Also, before you go, I've got another 20 ideas in my last video that was 20 ways to make money as a teenager, and these all apply for you as well. That video is also not sponsored, no surveys, so if you want 20 more ideas, I'll leave that linked in the description box below and you can check that out. Let me know if you want a part 3 with more ideas, because as I come up with them, I'll just put them in a little note on my phone for a future video. So let me know if you'd like to see that. I hope you liked this video, I hope you make some good income on the side, and I'll see you next time.